Hello students, welcome back to the S Chemistry YouTube channel. In previous two lecture, we already discussed about the one of the physical property, that is electrical properties, that is conductivity. So on the basis of electrical property, we classify the substance into three types: conductors, insulators and semiconductors. Again, semiconductor classified into intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. Extrinsic semiconductors again classified into N and P type of semiconductors. Now in this lecture we try to discuss the new physical property, that is magnetic properties. And on the basis of magnetic properties we classify element into 5 types. Okay, so as we know, any moving particle creates an electric and magnetic field which are perpendicular to the direction of propagation, are perpendicular to each other. Suppose this is the direction of propagation of charged particles. If this is the electric field, this is the magnetic field. So these, what we can call it as direction of propagation, and electric field and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the direction of propagation of particles. So we are talking about only magnetic field. So any electron in an atom behaves as a tiny magnet. Okay, so this magnetic movement of electron is due to two types of the motion. One motion is what we call it as, one motion is called as orbital motion. A electron revolve around the nucleus, we can say, which creates a small orbital magnetic moment. And other motion is spin motion. That means electron revolve around its own nucleus, is called as spin motion. So orbital motion and spin motion. In an transition, metal transition, solid metal solid, orbital motion is quenched due to the neighboring electric field, we can say electrostatic attraction of neighboring surrounding atoms. So if you neglect orbital magnetic moment in case of transition metal, the remaining is only spin motion and spin magnetic moment. So we can calculate spin magnetic moment, that is magnetic moment, effective magnetic moment due to spin only formula. Effective magnetic moment is equal to square root n into n plus 2, where n is the number of unpaired electron. Where n is the what? Where n is the number of unpaired electron. N is the number of unpaired electron. If number of unpaired electron is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, mu effective is having fixed value, that is for unpaired electron 1 it is 1.73, for unpaired electron 2 it is 2.84, for unpaired electron 3 3.87, for unpaired electron 4 4.90, and for unpaired electron 5 5.92. That means 1 1.73, 2 2.84, 3.87, 4.90 and 5.92, that is fixed value. Mu effect is measured in Bohr magneton. Mu effect is measured in what? Bohr magneton. And one Bohr magneton, Bohr magneton is calculated by EH upon 4 pi mc. It has constant value. EH upon 4 pi mc, E charge of an electron. Planck's constant, H means Planck's constant, m is mass of electron, and c is the velocity of the light, is equal to 9.27 into 10 raised to minus 24 ampere meter square. So the relation between Bohr magneton ampere meter square is 1 Bohr magneton is equal to 9.27 into 10 raised to minus 24 ampere meter square. So on the basis of magnetic properties, substances are classified into 5 types. On the basis of magnetic properties, substances are classified into 5 types. Number one is diamagnetic right? Number one is diamagnetic, number two is paramagnetic, right? Number two is paramagnetic, number three is ferromagnetic, 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 antiferromagnetic, 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 and last one is ferrimagnetic. So these are 5 different types of substances on the basis of magnetic properties. On the basis of what? Magnetic properties. So what is meant by diamagnetic substance? If you applied magnetic field, take magnet, take near to the substance, that is applied magnetic field, N and S pole. Diamagnetic substance, right? Diamagnetic substance have all electrons paired in any orbital can accommodate number of electrons only 2. So in any orbital there is possibility to accommodate electron only 2, right? All electrons in diamagnetic substance are paired. They do not have unpaired electron. So diamagnetic substance do not have unpaired electron, and when magnetic field is applied, right? When magnetic field is applied, such substance repelled from magnetic field, weakly repelled from applied magnetic field. Weakly repelled from what? Applied magnetic field. Okay, so what about the paramagnetic substance? Paramagnetic substance, right, have, this is paired, this is paired, this is unpaired, again this is unpaired. So this is paired, this is paired. Spin of one electron is plus half, spin of another electron is minus half, get cancelled, it makes 0. Here plus half minus half 0. Here is plus half, here is plus half. So these unpaired electrons put into this formula. N is number of unpaired electron, and you calculate the effective magnetic moment. Okay. So paramagnetic substance are the substance which have one or more unpaired electron. One or more unpaired electron. Diamagnetic substance do not have unpaired electron, but paramagnetic substance have one or more unpaired electron. Okay, this is weakly attracted from, weakly repelled from applied magnetic field. What about the paramagnetic substance? Right, this is weakly attracted towards applied magnetic field. Weakly attracted towards applied magnetic field. When magnetic field is removed, what happened? Magnetism is lost. Magnetism is lost. Okay. What about ferromagnetic substance? Ferromagnetic substance are the substances, right? Are the substances which have what? Look at the diagram now. Which have more number of unpaired electrons. We can write here more number of unpaired electrons. More number of unpaired electrons. Okay. And when magnetic field is applied, right, all electrons are in parallel fashion, right? Spins are parallel, right? And they shows magnetic effective nuclear charge, we can say. They are strongly attracted. When magnetic field is applied, strongly attracted, right, towards applied magnetic field. So ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted towards applied magnetic field. Okay. For antiferro and ferrimagnetic substance, you have to consider one of the concept, that is domain. What is meant by domain, right? Or we can say small magnetic dipole. Domain or small magnetic dipole. So domain means what? In any metallic crystal, metals ions, a group of metal ion, right, called as domain. A group of metal ion in small portion of the crystal lattice is called as domain, right? So if this is the crystal lattice and this in this small portion it is a group of metal ion, we can say metal kernels, right, metal cation in the small portion, right, of crystal lattice, it is called as what? It is called as domain. And each domain, and most important, what is most important? Each domain has definite, right, magnetic moment. Each domain has definite magnetic moment. That is most important. Each domain. So there are large number of domains in a single crystal. There are large number of domains in a single crystal. Okay. So instead of taking electron, now we are taking domain, right? So here instead of taking electrons, now we are taking domain. Okay. Under applied field, what will happen? In crystal there are large number of domains and each domain has definite magnetic moment, right? In absence of magnetic field, domains are randomly arranged. In absence of magnetic field, domains are randomly arranged. When magnetic field is applied, what will happen? When magnetic field is applied, all domains arranged in one fashion. All domains are arranged in one fashion. As magnetic moment is the vector quantity, you have to add this all magnetic moment. Okay, vector quantity असल्यामुळे आपल्याला ऍड करता येईल आणि त्यामुळे काय होईल? मॅग्नेटिक मूवमेंट कशी येईल? एकदम जास्त येईल. मॅग्नेटिक मूवमेंट कशी येईल? जास्त येईल. When magnetic field is removed, it is not returned to original condition. That means they get permanently magnetized. Once magnetic field is applied to ferromagnetic substance, it get permanently magnetized. And even if magnetic field is removed, they remains in magnetic condition. They possess magnetic moment. So once magnetic field is applied, ferromagnetic substance becomes permanent magnet. Once magnetic field is applied to ferromagnetic substance, it becomes permanent magnet. It becomes what? Permanent magnet. Now here in paramagnetic substance, magnetic field is removed, magnetism is lost. Ferromagnetic substance, magnetic field is removed, magnetism is retained. So what about anti-ferro? Now here we do not consider the electron, we do not consider spin of electron, we consider magnetic moment of domain. Okay, so here consider this is magnetic moment randomly arranged in absence of magnetic field. When magnetic field is applied, what will happen? When magnetic field is applied, one domain, another domain, third domain and fourth domain. So these magnetic moments is a vector quantity. These are in opposite direction. They are cancel out each other. So they have equal and opposite spin. They have equal and opposite spin. They have equal and opposite magnetic moment. They cancel with each other and they have zero, right, dipole moment. They have zero dipole moment. So antiferromagnetic substance right, have zero dipole moment because they have equal and opposite dipole moment. That is why they cancel with each other and they have zero dipole moment. Now what about ferrimagnetic substance? Ferrimagnetic substance, right? Consider the domain. Consider the domain. In absence of magnetic field, domains are randomly arranged. When magnetic field is applied, what will happen? When magnetic field is applied, up, down, right, up and up, this magnetic moment cancel with this magnetic moment because these are in opposite direction. Because magnetic moment is a vector quantity, they cancel with each other, but it remains, right, non-zero. So here mu effective is not equal to 0. It is non-zero. So it has some net dipole moment. Dipole moment of ferrimagnetic substance is less than ferromagnetic substance. Now when magnetic field is applied, in case of ferromagnetic substance, it is strongly attracted. If you apply magnetic field to antiferromagnetic substance, it is strongly repelled. Strongly repelled from magnetic field. And we can say it is not equal to 0. It has some net dipole moment, but less than ferromagnetic substance. Less than what? Ferromagnetic substance. So we can say it is weakly attracted than ferromagnetic substance. So ferromagnetic substance is strongly attracted, it is strongly repelled, weakly attracted and weakly repelled. Here is weakly attracted. So what are the examples? What are the examples of dimagnetic substance? Very simple. There are so many examples. NaCl, F2, right, Cl2, benzene, we can say benzene, TiO2, V2O5. These are the examples of dimagnetic substance. What are the examples of paramagnetic substance? Paramagnetic substance example, very most important example is O2. It looks like dimagnetic because it contains even number of electrons, but still it is paramagnetic, and its paramagnetic behavior can be explained on the basis of molecular orbital diagram. Its paramagnetic behavior can be explained on the basis of MOT, molecular orbital theory, right? Next example, Cu2 plus, Fe3 plus, right? These are the examples. We can say VO, right? VO is another example of paramagnetic substance. Of which substance? Paramagnetic substance. Now, what are the examples? And examples are more important. Just remember the examples of each kind, okay? Now, what about ferromagnetic substance? Ferro, underline Fe, Feconi. Feconi. Another one is gadolinium, and most important example is CrO2. Most important example is CrO2. Once again, iron, cobalt, nickel, Feconi, gadolinium, CrO2, and CrO2 is used for making, right, tape and audio recorders. CrO2 is used in tape and audio recorders. Okay. Now, antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic substance can be remembered on the basis of ferromagnetic examples. Feconi. How we can understand Feconi? Feconi. That means ferrous oxide, cobalt oxide, and nickel oxide. Monoxides we can say. Monoxides we can say. Another example is MnO, MnO2, Mn2O, Cr2O3, Fe2O3. These are the examples of antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic. What are the examples of ferrimagnetic substance? There are only two examples of ferrimagnetic substance. The number one is Fe3O4, and other examples are ferrites. Ferrites. And ferrites are, right, zinc ferrites, copper ferrites, and we can say magnesium ferrites. Zinc has 2 plus oxidation state, copper has 2 plus oxidation state, magnesium has 2 oxidation state. And the common formula is metal, metals means zinc, copper, Mg. Metal Fe2O4, metal Fe2O4, that means Zn Fe2O4, copper Fe2O4, Mg Fe2O4, and these are called as ferrites. These are called as ferrites. What is the general formula of ferrites? Metal, that means M Fe2O4, Fe2O4. We can write the formula of ferrite in this fashion also. MO dot Fe2O3, Fe2O3, MO Fe2O3, that means M Fe2O4, M Fe2O4. These are the examples. So how can define diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic substance? Very simple. Diamagnetic substance are the substances which have all electron pair, which have all electrons pair. Diamagnetic substances are the substances which have all electrons paired. There is not electron, all electrons paired, and which are weakly repelled, and which are weakly repelled from applied magnetic field is called as diamagnetic substance, and these are the examples. These are the examples. Okay. What about the paramagnetic substance? Paramagnetic substance, right? Paramagnetic substance are the substances which have one or more unpaired electron. Paramagnetic substances are the substances which have one or more unpaired electron, one or more unpaired electron, and weakly attracted towards applied magnetic field, and weakly attracted towards applied magnetic field are called as paramagnetic substance. These are the examples. Examples are most important. You have to remember the examples. It may ask in the competitive exam. Okay. And what about the ferromagnetic substance? Ferromagnetic substance are the substances which have large number of unpaired electrons, more number of unpaired electrons, which have large number of unpaired electrons, and they permanently magnetized even if, right, magnetic field is removed. Even if magnetic field is removed, right? Magnetic field जरी रिमूव्ह केली तरी फेरोमॅग्नेटिक सबस्टन्स हे परमनंटली मॅग्नेटाइज होतात, ते स्वतः काय बनतात, मॅग्नेट बनतात असं म्हणूया. फेरोमॅग्नेटिक सबस्टन्स आर द सबस्टन्सेस which have more large number of unpaired electrons and they get permanently magnetized once magnetic field is applied, we can say. Ferromagnetic substances are the substances which contains more number of unpaired electrons and they get permanently magnetized once magnetic field is applied. Okay, once magnetic field is applied. When magnetic field is removed, they cannot revert into original condition. Okay. What about antiferromagnetic substance? Antiferromagnetic substance also have unpaired electron. Remember the point. Ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic and paramagnetic, all these substances have unpaired electrons. All the substances have unpaired electrons. Antiferromagnetic substance, they have unpaired electrons, but domain are in, once magnetic field is applied, domains are in opposite direction, they cancel out with each other and the net dipole moment is zero. The net dipole moment is zero. Ferrimagnetic substance, they have only little because they have unequal. They have unequal up, down, up, up. That means they have unequal dipole moment. That is why they have non-zero dipole moment, that is less dipole moment, and hence they weakly attracted. So ferromagnetic substance have net zero dipole moment and they are strongly repelled from applied magnetic field are called as antiferromagnetic substance. Ferrimagnetic substance are the substances which have unpaired electron, right, and are weakly attracted towards what? Applied magnetic field are called as ferrimagnetic substance. Ferromagnetic substance are having higher paramagnetism. So ferromagnetism and paramagnetism both having are unpaired electron. Okay, so the number of unpaired electron here is very high. So higher paramagnetic substance is called as ferromagnetic substance. Higher paramagnetic substance is called as what? Ferromagnetic substance. Okay, this is the last theoretical lecture of solid state. After this lecture, I will upload 3 to 4 more lectures about regarding previous exam questions. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you understand, please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.